Good afternoon. Just from the recent transactions we've had here the last couple of days, just wanted to thank Ryan and his staff, and also our coaching staff for working closely together on these. And can't say enough about those guys working together to get this done. So obviously with the Roquan trade, we met with Roquan right afterward. He came up to meet with Ryan and I. We discussed what was going on, and obviously we wanted to have him abreast of what was happening, and really do a great job of just saying, hey, thank you for all you've done for us. And he was appreciative of his time here, and then that was that, and it was real short for the meeting there. So we met with the leadership council right afterward to talk to our leaders of our football team to make sure they were squared away with it. And Ryan was up here yesterday and discussed the whys and how it went about. So that was good, and they appreciated that. The guys appreciated that as well. So thoughts on the new players. Chase, is obviously a big target that we acquired. He was just out there at walkthrough, looked really good. He's out there just learning the plays. So he just got here this morning, had his physical this morning. So we had a chance to meet on the phone yesterday. That was a really good conversation about our standards and how we do things here, how we work, and how we go about our business. I think it's important that when we acquire new players, be it through the draft or midseason like this, that we onboard them the right way. Because it's so important that the standards at which we go about our day-to-day operation, how we're going to be on time, how we're going to be respectful, how we're going to work hard. And those are really our bare essentials that we talk about. And that's an important piece for that. And he'll see that with the other guys, so that's going to be important there. Then obviously A.J. Klein, veteran linebacker that we acquired. He's a pro through and through, and, we've had our eye on him for a while. Of course, I have since I've been in the league. So he's a good football player and got a lot of experience, bring a lot of experience to that linebacker room. Justin Jones has been named defensive captain along with Eddie Jackson, right there. And then our honorary captain for the week is Jalen Johnson. Injury report will be after practice today. Cody starts his 21-day window today, so we're squared away with that this afternoon. And then Byron Pringle remains in a 21-day window. And that's all I have. I'll open up to questions from there.
How big is your leadership council?
It's 13 guys.
Okay.
Yep.
So when you're meeting with that group, obviously to convey a message toward the locker room, how do you go about handling a shakeup the size of what's happened over the last 10 days and retaining sort of trust and buy-in from players when two team captains are out the door?
Yeah, just transparency. And I think that's important that you just communicate. Look each other in the eye and tell the truth and communicate. And I think that's what we do with all the guys. And I think they appreciate that. So it's right there on the table, and just set it up there and talk about it and visit.
How do you replace Roquan's productivity?
Yeah, it's obviously you have a Pro Bowl player, that has, leading the NFL in tackles. I'm not sure that you do really replicate that. But you shift guys around, move guys around, and put guys in place, and next man up, he plays. And it's going to be good for that linebacker room, getting experience and getting some playing time.
When you trade arguably your best player for future draft picks, is it challenging to convince the players that are here that winning's the number one goal?
I don't think so. I think we just go about our business day to day. We're out there working, and we're out there improving every single day. And the next guy that's in there playing, he's going to be doing that. He's going to be working, improving. I talked to the guys today about, hey, what you can control is how you model your behavior. How do you go out there day to day in your business and how you do your job. And that's an important piece to what we do. And then in doing that, you'll inspire guys. You'll inspire guys through your work ethic. And I think that's important that everybody does that. So, and I've said it in here before, and I said it in the team meeting today. I said the first rule of leadership is leading yourself. So if we have a group of guys out there collectively, all guys 11 on defense, special teams, offense, doing their thing, one play at a time, you're going to see a good product.
You talked about your coaching staff, you and your coaches working hand in hand with Ryan and his staff. When you had those conversations together, how much of the conversation revolved around Roquan's fit in your defense and his future maybe in your defense?
Yeah, I think that's with every player. The fit for the scheme is for every player. It's It doesn't matter if it's linebacker or if it's safety or defensive line. I think we're working through that all the time, through the course of the year. Obviously, when the season's over, you work through that with free agency, then into the draft. But you're constantly talking about personnel. Ryan and I meet, at least once a day on that. And, so we're always going forward with our eyes there.
Starts for Roquan.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have a rotation in there. We'll see what happens. Obviously we got, Joe and, we got Sanborn, we got AJ. So we got some different guys in there that we'll see. We'll have them compete, have them line up in there and see how the week goes.
And you did practice work within the games too. Are you saying you're going to rotate guys?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That'll be determining how we practice. All we have is what we do on the practice field, and we'll see how they execute in there, and we'll see how it goes.
Matt, it seems unusual for a first-round pick like Roquan to be as accomplished as he was and not get a second contract. Why was he not a player who you as a coach would, bang your fist on the table and say, we got to keep this guy at any cost?
Well, I think Ryan said it yesterday. They just couldn't find common ground. It was really the contract negotiations. Did we want him back? Sure. Yeah, we did. We made an offer to him. So it was just a common ground thing that the Bears and the Ryan and the Roquan couldn't come to. And so the answer is we did want him back.
Why was he not as valuable in this defense as Shaquille Leonard was in Indy? And that's a fair comparison because they're both all-pro players playing a similar position in your defense.
Yeah, Pro Bowl, All-Pro. But I would say that when you look at that, I would just say that we always base things on numbers and production. And to us, we covet ball production, in that position. So that right there is a very important thing that Will linebacker needs to do. Again, we loved Roquan. We made him an offer, and they couldn't find common ground, and that's where it went.
When you were in Indy in 2018, you guys had a very high draft pick. If they hadn't taken Quentin Nelson, were you advocating for Roquan?
At 5?
He went a couple picks later, yeah.
It was 5. He was 11, right? I believe 8. Okay, yeah. I don't think that we at that time Ballard was in the business of taking a off the ball linebacker at 8. I don't think I could convince him of that.
Matt, with Claypool in this offense, now you have two guys that are similar build, him and Harry. Was that an emphasis of what you were looking for? Did you want a specific build in a receiver to have somebody who not only speed but can fit that role?
Yeah, we like big targets, because they're viable on third down situations, gold zone. Those guys are viable, and they're always open, because of their catch radius. So we certainly like that with a lot of our other guys, So you have bigger targets in the gold zone. So we're excited about that.
How have you seen this receiver group evolve now with the return of Harry and then adding Claypool to the mix and some of the development of these other guys?
No, I think it's great. The passing game's starting to come alive. I think that's because of the way we're running the ball, and the way Justin's getting better in terms of his pocket presence and feeling, where he fits in the offense. And just running the schemes over and over again. There's just a comfortable level there. You can see it in the way he's delivering the ball, his platform, how comfortable he is back there. And we're just learning. And we're going to have to learn what Chase does well, as we go through this. But that's going to be a process, too.
What are your realistic expectations for Chase in the next 9 weeks? Understanding it's November 2nd, he's never been in this offense, and there's a lot that comes with getting your feet on the ground.
Yeah, I think we're just going to let it play out. I think it will go where we'll go. How fast does he pick up information? How fast does he gel with the other receivers, with the quarterback? And we expect really good things from that. We're excited to have Chase. Obviously, he's a heck of an athlete, big target, and we're excited about that.
Justin's shown a lot of improvement in the pass game in the last month or so. Without that improvement, do you think you guys go out and make a trade for a wide receiver like this?
We're always going to try to acquire talent. And if we see fit for it's the best thing for the Bears, we're going to do that. So.
How specifically do you think you will help Justin the most? Or how will Claypool help him the most?
Well, I just think it's another weapon. It's another viable weapon in our offense and a real good one. So we're excited.
In addition, Halas
Claypool will be a good fit, both football-wise and in the building. What info do you have on that?
You just talk to guys. Obviously, he has a bunch of teammates from Notre Dame here, so we obviously visited with those guys about him. Everything was really good, and that's where you get your information. Guys that have spent time with him.
How old are you
addition of Chase allow you to further evaluate Justin?
Say that again?
How will the addition of Chase in the offense allow you to further
Okay.
evaluate Justin, over his?
Yeah, I think it's, just the whole weapon thing. You get another weapon in there, makes your offense more explosive, so I think it's going to be good for the evaluation.
With the addition of someone like Claypool, what are some of the intangibles you've seen in field? We see the progression on the field, but say confidence, communication, anything like that. What can you pick out that you can also see the growth in?
Just in terms of communication,
Overall, the intangibles, like the numbers, the progress we don't see on the field, off the field, and then when you get a guy like Claypool, then what are some of the confidence that can come with that for him as well?
no, I think it's great. I think it's great. When you have a receiving core and a tight end, a tight end, a viable tight end, then you have the running backs, the offensive line is starting to gel together. I think it's great as a whole offense, for sure.
Do you see an opening where Cody is able to get back up to speed to play Sunday?
We'll see. We'll see where he is. He's in a good spot mentally. He's been working his tail off with the guys, in the rehab. His strength numbers are good. His jump numbers are good. His velocity, his speed, in his jumps are good. So we think he's going to be good.
And have you noticed that all of these changes have messed with the vibe in the locker room or around your team?
No, but I would say that you have to address it. You have to address it. We addressed it with the leadership council. I addressed it with the team today. You have to all be on the same page. You can't just pretend nothing happened, and you can't just do that. It's got to be communicated. You got to talk about it. You got to look each other in the eye. You got to tell each other the truth and put a vision in front of them of where we're going and why we're doing that.
As a head coach, how do you develop the plan for how you will deal with this? Is this something you thought about at the beginning in the offseason? Hey, if we trade a guy, this is how I want to, address it head on with our players. Do you lean on guys you used to coach with?
Yeah, I just always look at those things as, they're just opportunity, opportunity for your team to grow closer. So anytime you deal with any type of situation, or you could call it adversity, I look at it as opportunity. And to me, the opportunity is to get closer as a group, for another guy to step up and to execute and really produce. So that's how I look at it.
Obviously, moves are part of this business and the season, but is there a sense of relief for you as a head coach that the trade deadline comes and goes? Is the stress level a little bit higher, knowing not what pieces are going to be there on your team?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, every week's different, and you just kind of go with the flow and then adjust where you need to.